Hello, assalamu alaikum, peace. So today I'm going to be talking about a well-known mythic figure known in folklore, in stories, sometimes horror stories. There's modern examples of it as well, and this character is called the Baba Yaga. And as Muslims, let's first clarify that the whole witch part of it, the magic spells and the powers and all of that stuff, let's put that aside for a moment and let's just look at what this character depicts to us as people, right? This character is this threat. She is this figure which lives isolated, and she is used to scare small children. When those children don't obey, then they are sent to the Baba Yaga to basically serve her and probably, likely, get killed. Right? There it is. And this character, the Baba Yaga, she does a lot of things in the place where she is. She's able to change the environment in some ways. And she's this ambivalent being. No one's really sure if she's good or if she's bad. But one thing most of us can agree on is that she's a scary person. And today I wanted to come on here to talk a little bit about us being compared to the Baba Yaga, right? Quite often, if you are a person who has something to say which shakes things up a little bit, whether that is in your family system, and that family system can be your in-laws, it could be your immediate family, it could be your work environment, your work family, so to speak. It could be on a societal level. It could be on many different levels. And quite often, when there has been a way to be that has been normalized, deemed as acceptable, something that has been pushed, something that is needed to continue so that the systems that exist can keep being in power. And when you come with something that is true, something that shakes things up a little bit, most of the time, and this is actually a sunnah, a way of every truth teller, such as the prophets, peace be upon them, who also came in this way, most of the time, they will be seen as the one who is the problem. They will be seen as the person who is reactionary, slightly unstable, too angry, so much in pain. This person is seen as a destabilizing force used, if this person is you, then you will be very, very familiar with this pattern, used as a kind of villain archetype that one still goes to for resources, right? Whatever those resources are. They're not completely eliminated from the system because there is a need, right? There is a need for a villain. Because when there is a villain in a story, whether that villain is truly a villain or not, then the people who use the villain will become the hero. They will be the ones who remain in power. And that, my friends, is an agenda. So, if you have been in this situation where you have told the truth, however you told the truth, more than likely you have experienced a kind of reaction. And in that reaction, you are the villain. You are the Baba Yaga, right? You are the person who people threaten their children against, right? you are seen as the threat because they need a threat, whoever they are, right? What do you do? What do you do when you know that you've spoken the truth, but you've been othered, smear campaigned, probably, right? This unstable, reactionary, negative force who comes into your nightmares is probably possessed, right? That's another thing people might say about it. They are unnatural, right? They are witches, right? And no one even knows if Baba Yaga was really a witch. But she was this figure who was awful looking, right? Physically. And that is a kind of reality that people try to depict on the truth teller. This person is awful looking inside. They are not someone you want to be like. They are someone you do not want to be like, right? This person who shook up the system that was supposed to stay still, as dysregulated and dysfunctional as it is. So the people who want to remain in power stay in power. And what do you do? What do you do when you look up at the sky and you see that the sky is blue and the whole world tells you that the sky isn't blue, the sky is red? And this isn't sunrise I'm talking about the sky during daylight. There comes a time when you begin to believe some of what they say. I mean, not everyone can be wrong. And not everyone has this vengeance against you. Not everyone seems like a person who sees you as a bad person. The worst part is when they see you as a pitiful person, right? This person who needs to be understood. This person who needs to be, cornered into a space and calmed down and told to just stay quiet, that kind of person. And what you do is, first of all, hold on to the truth that you came with and you knew with every part of you, as if you were holding on to your own life. And what is the truth, right? The ultimate truth is, yes, speaking up against injustice. That's what I'm talking about in this context, the truth teller. But the truth, which will and is the only capable of truth, which is able to allow you to hold on to your reality strong enough, is the truth that is objective and it goes beyond this reality. And that is the truth of the Quran and the way that the Quran was followed by the messenger, peace be upon him, right? So when reality feels shaky, when people tell you that you are this person and they have spread it so far that people believe it. So when you walk into a space, they look at you as if they feel sorry for you, or they are offended by you, or they just avoid you altogether. That truth, that is the truth of Allah. That truth, when you hold on to it, will give you a kind of strength that no other thing, nothing in this world will ever be able to. That is your sense of self. Number 2, be okay with being the Baba Yaga. Be okay with looking like an awful person. Be okay with dropping the performance, right? Because quite often what happens is that to keep a lie alive, there is a performance that must be enacted. And you are part of that performance. And you're supposed to react in some way, even if that is a prodding and a provoking and a patronizing, whatever it is. Drop the performance and be okay with being seen as the villain. That's what Baba Yaga is at the end of the day, right? She's seen as this terrifying, dangerous, unsettling, and very angry threat. And she is so many of us who have spoken the truth, and be okay with being seen as that way, as being seen as the villain. And no, it's not romanticized in any way. There is nothing beautiful about being seen as a hag, right? Nothing. You will go and you will speak to people in that system, whichever one you told the truth, and they will have made their mind up about you, and there's nothing you can do to change it. They will keep to their narrative, and they will perpetuate the narrative through putting forward a lie, a performance, pretending that that is the truth, so they can continue living in their lie. And that performance comes in many ways. It comes in as visiting these people sometime, and they pretend nothing ever happened. You didn't speak the truth. In fact, they show you grace, because you really need to be shown grace, right? You're a little unstable. It could come in sending you messages, text messages of goodwill. How are you doing today? You know, I want to invite you to this thing, right? But it's just a performance. It's a lie. So when you decide to drop the performance, and how do you drop the performance, right? You just don't enter the game. You don't enter the simulation, the ultimate simulation of the lie, of their mutated shame. Don't enter it. Step out of it. Know exactly who you are. Be okay with being seen as what you're not, and embrace looking like the hag, right? And unfortunately, this does happen with men, but it happens a lot more with women. It happens so much more with women, because we happen to be the shock absorbers. And the sad thing is, the most painful thing is, when the woman, another woman, is perpetuating that system. Because where is the sisterhood, right? Where is that person who is supposed to have your back, knowing how hard it is being a woman in this world today? And please don't take this as in like, oh, because I'm Muslim, I'm oppressed. Absolutely nothing to do with that. There's a reason why, women began to stand up, because there was an injustice happening a long time before a religion was placed upon that as a name for it, right? It's the nature of being a woman. And that has gone to different situations. It's escalated. But that's not the topic of this video today. The topic of this video is that be okay with being the villain, and looking like the villain, and do everything you can to hold on to your reality. The reality, the only reality that is worth holding on to, which is the truth, which is what inspired you to speak the truth in this system, which was brave and terrifying for those around you who witnessed that, because they have probably never had anyone do that in their system before. And that is why they had to frantically search for a solution to stop the foundation of their life from breaking. So the only way they could do that was label you as the Baba Yaga, label you as the isolated hag who lives in a place and will kill your children. Maybe not physically, but in an emotional way. So keep the kids away from this person, right? Or whatever, Anyway, if you like this, I have written a book called A Strange New Land. It is a book about a woman who is on a journey of redemption in a dystopian world, and she is face to face with her own demon, literally. It's the protagonist, and then there's the antagonist, who is actually the devil. Not the devil, but a devil. So if you like concepts, and if you like feel like you can resonate with this, what I've been speaking about and other things on my channel, then you will enjoy this book. There is a free chapter check it out under this video. And if you are a Muslim creative, I'm also part of an organization called Strange Inc., which is a hub for Muslim creatives. It is an institutional space, and it would be wonderful to have you a part of it if you are a Muslim and you like to make stuff and you like to create stuff and you like to be around people who do the same thing but are rooted in peace, then that's going to be your space, and that is under this video as well. Anyway, have a beautiful and blessed day, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.